Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is all about a full moon ritual and different practices you can begin to embrace on a monthly basis in terms of learning how to let go during this time and release any attachment or negative energy that you are holding on, and also really declare and claim the things that you are so close to manifesting in your life. This is a time when you are so close to the finish line in regards to receiving all the things that you truly deserve and the things that you've affirmed and claimed during the new moon. So I'll be walking you through all those things, and I'll be walking you through 3 things that you shouldn't do during this time of the full moon, and how you can really utilize this time to the best of your abilities and really work with the magic of the moon. So if you're interested in any of those things, please continue watching. My name is Manpreet Kaur, Manny K for short. I make videos on manifestation, transformation, and healing. Welcome to my channel. I'm really blessed that you guys are here and joining me on this YouTube journey as I make new videos and really come into my own and spread awareness on a lot of topics. I would love to bridge the gap between the physical and metaphysical world and really bring more people into our community who maybe don't fully understand all of these spiritual woo-woo things, but welcome you with open arms and let you know there is space here for everybody. There is space here to talk about so many different things and have dialogues when there is misunderstanding or miscommunication in our collective. I would like to bring people together rather than have things tear us apart. So that is what my channel is about, and today's video is going to be all about full moon rituals, and hopefully this energy for this time can bring in a lot of positive joy and peacefulness for you. So with that, let's get right into the video. What is the full moon, right? What are you supposed to be doing during this time? So for me, what the full moon energy is all about is about embracing your divine feminine and truly just being in this place of being, this place of not necessarily doing so much and taking so much action, but really reflecting and just thinking about the seeds that you planted during the new moon time and how have those seeds grown thus far? What has come into fruition and what maybe has not come into fruition? And maybe you're just not aligned with those things anymore that you wanted during the new moon time, or maybe they've shifted. Maybe you still want those things, but the way you want to get them or the way they get to show up in your life is different. So the full moon time is really all about, that duality between the sun and the moon. And during the full moon, the sun is shining its light on the moon, and the moon is reflecting that light back onto us at Earth, and we can see the moon like fully illuminated, and it's such a glorious moment for the moon. And in embodying that feminine energy, who do we get to be? What parts of ourselves do we really get to illuminate and show to the world? What parts of our truest, authentic selves are we not showing necessarily full force? What parts of ourselves are we still hiding? What are those blockages and what are those walls that we still have up? So those are the things that we're going to want to release during this time. During this time, you might also be feeling, at least if you're new to this work, you might not know this, but even if you're not new to this work, you might not fully sometimes actually think about it in this way, but you might be feeling really aggressive right now, or fully in your emotions, fully triggered. Maybe there is friction and there's unease and uncomfortableness around you. Maybe you're not understanding why that's going on, and it's okay. I'm here to tell you that during this time, energies are really heightened and a lot of things are amplified. But with this full moon ritual and different things you can do, I would love for you guys to focus on how you can amplify and visualize potential possibilities and the visions of the things that you want in your life. So we're going to learn how to shift those things that are, kind of reactionary in you, or kind of, embodying that friction type of energy, and shift it to letting go of the things that are maybe causing that within you, so that you can fully declare and claim the things that you want again and really bring them across the finish line. So the first thing with a lot of other rituals when it comes to working with the moon is going to be surrounding the topic of having a sacred space. what does that space look like for you where you feel the most at ease, the most calm? And how do you get to create that space for yourself, even if you feel like you're not in an environment where you can do that? For the longest time in my life, I didn't feel like I had a sacred space. So I had to learn to create that space for myself using different tools and resources. So for me, what speaks to me is music. And another thing that speaks to me is the sense of touch. All my senses are super important to me when it comes to really feeling like I'm in my body and making sure that I don't get stuck in my head. So if this is something that's new to you and you don't really practice working with your senses too often, I would stretch you to try to see how you can get into that meditative state through music or through the sense of touch, or, maybe for you, art really speaks to you. So maybe just like looking at some sort of like collages on YouTube with music in the background that are really inspirational for you. So for me, I'll go on YouTube or Insight Timer or something like that and listen to like spoken word that's really calming, or music that's vibrating at a certain frequency that brings out certain things within me, like love and peace and joy. And sometimes I find myself on some days needing to do that for longer than other days, but really having that environment around me really puts me in a relaxed space. And another thing that I love to do that I really wanted to talk to you guys about was the sense of touch that I brought up. So I don't think a lot of us talk about this enough, or maybe we do, but we don't really bring it into our ritual or really highlight it. But it is something that I do find super valuable, because I used to have a problem feeling like I was in my body. So I like to use different oils to kind of get there. So this brand is called Lolly. It's a tea seed elixir. It's a balancing beauty oil. I also have a hemp seed oil that I really like to work with. I also work with rose hip. So whatever works for you guys. What I like to do, I'll just do it with you guys right now, because any excuse to put on oil, right? So I'll just put 1 or 2 drops on my wrist and I kind of just rub it together, and, I will smell it. And, I know that sounds kind of weird, smell it, but it just kind of gets me in my body. I'm like touching myself with the oil, right? And I'm also like getting that sense of smell, and it's really like invigorating to me. So I really like anything like tea tree or tea seed, hemp seed oil is also great. I'm going to put a little bit of that on as well. Anything that works for you, go ahead and use that. And you can even, I'm just putting it on my wrists and my cuticles and stuff right now, but you can even put it anywhere, all over your body, anything that's going to get you in that state of connecting with yourself. Because right now you're connecting with your body, and then the next step is going to be connecting with the things inside of you that you want to release, right? So now that I've lathered myself up with all of these oils, another thing that you can use is essential oil, of course. So if you have a essential oil diffuser or a humidifier, you can go ahead and turn that on and put your essential oils on. You can also, depending on the types of essential oils you have, you can go ahead and put them on your skin. So anything that speaks to you, go ahead and do that. I don't think we talk enough about rosewood. I love the smell of rosewood. So that's, if you guys don't have rosewood, go out and get it. I also love lemon so much. This really works for me. So I know some people think it's weird. This is lemon. It's so good. Okay. I'm getting in my senses now. I need to do the full moon ritual right now. Okay. So I love anything that's going to get me to open up my senses and really get me connecting to be in that space. Once you are in that zone, you're going to need to cleanse your space. So as you guys can see, I have, sage here. I have Palo Santo. The one disclaimer I do want to make is please make sure where you're getting your Palo Santo and sage is ethically sourced. These tools are used during indigenous ceremonial practices, and they're at risk of going extinct now because they're being over harvested because of the popularity. They're being sold at certain retailers that, are using it like in mass quantities, and we don't want that to happen, right? So if it doesn't speak to you to go out and get sage and Palo Santo, more power to you. I really support you in doing that. You guys can use incense or use anything else that speaks to you in terms of clearing your space. anything that you can light on fire and kind of just have that energy kind of get out of your space. Make sure you have a window or a door open so those energies are leaving. Once you are in that zone where you have your sacred space and you've cleansed everything, I'm going to want you to see if you can do a guided meditation for yourself. If speaking to yourself is sort of uncomfortable, maybe just have that music playing in the background. If you guys would like for me to do a guided meditation for you guys in the future, I can totally do that. There are some amazing people on Insight Timer and YouTube who have those things out there that you can listen to. But if you can talk to yourself and affirm within yourself and get yourself to that center within you where you're fully connecting with yourself, I urge you to do that. Sometimes to open up that space within ourselves, it's about affirmations. Maybe you're just, closing your eyes and you're saying, I am powerful. I am abundant. I manifest miracles, things like that, but really centering on the fact that you are those things and you can bring those things into your life. Get to that sacred space within you. And once you feel like you're there, the next activity is going to be a releasing, letting go activity. So I want you to get a pen and paper out, and I want you to write things down that you are releasing. So I'm going to give you some examples. I release all attachment to things that are no longer serving me. I release any toxic dynamic that I'm carrying within my friendships and my partnerships and relationships with my family members. I'm releasing any dynamic that is no longer serving me and blocking me when it comes to reaching my highest potential. So anything like that, and make it specific to you, right? So I kind of did an overarching one that was second there, that in regards to relationships. But if you find yourself in a toxic relationship, or maybe the dynamics that you guys have are toxic, maybe in that moment you say, I release any sort of controlling behavior that I bring to my relationship with blah, 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 blah. Like, get into details if those are things that you want to release. Really get to that deep place within yourself where you're truly admitting to yourself and being transparent with yourself in regards to the things you want to release. Once you're done with that list, I want you to go outside. You're going to connect with the moon. You're going to take what we call a moon bath by being outside in the moonlight. If you do not have access to the moon at this moment because you cannot go outside for whatever reason, if you have a window or a door where you can be in connection with the moonlight, please do that. If that is no longer or not an option for you, then please, wherever you are, focus on the moonlight and that energy and connect with that. Once you're in connection with that, I want you to light that piece of paper on fire, the one where you wrote everything that you were going to release. And please do this safely. Please make sure you have a vessel where you can burn this safely and properly. I do not want anyone to get hurt. So light this on fire, and as it goes up in flames, you are releasing all those things that you wrote down. This will be a very powerful experience for you, and I want you to focus on the fact that you are letting go of these negative things that are holding you back, these walls that are the reason that maybe the things that you have been wanting are not manifested in your life yet. These are the things that you're going to release because we're so close to the finish line of you getting the things in your life that you have been wanting to manifest. So after you are done doing that, please spend as much time as you want in the moonlight. Being in the moonlight is just such a magical experience. So embrace it and fully be in that. Take advantage of this time. When you're done doing that, there's a special little thing that I do in my practice, and you can morph this to whatever makes sense for you in your practice. But I want you to focus on 3 intentions. 3 intentions of things that you feel are so close to you, so close to your fingertips that you are getting very soon. You can feel the manifestation. You've been getting those signs, those numbers, those spirit guides have been telling you that you are getting this thing soon. I want you to focus your intentions on those things. Be very specific. And once you have those 3 things in your mind, I want you to speak them into existence. I want you to declare them. I want you to claim them. And as you claim them one by one, after each one, I want you to say this phrase, and so it is done. So let's say you are intending and you are claiming on getting that job that you have been interviewing for. You're going to say, I intend to get the job at blah, 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 and so it is done. So the whole point of saying, and so it is done, is to also bring in that idea of detachment to it, right? So you're claiming and you're declaring that you already have it, and you're intending that that is what's going to happen, but also that, and so it is done, that it has already happened, and also you have no attachment to it. You are kind of like closing the loop on it. You're not leaving it open-ended. You're just declaring it and claiming it, and that way you have no attachment to it. Remember, this is a whole time period where you get to let go and release negative energy, but also with that is that idea of detachment. So make sure you focus on 3 intentions that are very near and close to your heart, right? So you've done the reflection, the pre-game to the ritual, which was, reflecting on really what successes have come your way, what things maybe have not transpired for you, or what things have transpired. So these 3 intentions are going to be fully aligned with the things that have transpired and the things that are almost transpired, the things that that you've been in empowered action in regards, and you're right there. You're almost at the finish line with those things. Those are the things that I want your intentions to be focused on. So when you speak those things and you close that loop, right after that, I want you to do some sort of ritual prayer. And all that means and all that looks like is a gratitude exercise. So I want you to be in reverence of the ritual that you just performed. Be in reverence of yourself and the universe and the moon and the sun and our planet Earth and everything that has given you so much nourishment from the time you've been born to this moment. This whole time in regards to the full moon plus minus 3 days, it's all about nourishment for everything. Remember, you are in co-creation with the universe. So you are source, your source for transformation, and everything is mirrored back to you. So just fully embody that energy of being energized and nourished. And I guarantee you will have a miraculous full moon experience. I can't wait to hear about it. I want to just add a couple of other things that you can do. You don't have to do them, but they're things that I do. I know you guys can see them, but I have my lovely crystals in front of me. I have fluorite, I have obsidian and selenite and rose quartz. These are some of my favorite crystals. I love to charge them in the moonlight. So what I'll do is I will go out and I will put them out in the moonlight, and I will have them there for 2 nights in a row, right after the full moon peak, and I will get them charged. I love to work with crystals, so doing that is really magical and really powerful. Another thing that you can do is put some water in a mason jar. It can be tap water, it can be any water, and I want you to go ahead and put this jar of water outside in the moonlight, and you're going to charge your water. This is going to create moon water for you. And what you can do with this moon water is one of 3 things or all 3 things. One of the things is you can go ahead and charge your crystals in the water if you would like. That is just another added effect. Maybe you put the crystals and the moon water at the same time, and then the next night you just put the crystals in the moon water and just amplify that energizing energy that you are putting into the crystals. Number 2 is once you have, energized your moon water, you can drink it for the next couple of days. So take 1 or 2 sips of your moon water until it's done for however many days you can. And when you're doing that, I want you to focus on the 3 intentions that you focused on. during right after your releasing ritual and right before your gratitude prayer at the end of your ritual. Focus on those 3 intentions, and I guarantee you with each and every single day, you'll feel more aligned. And the reason why that's going to be is because you're being really present and focused when you're drinking that water, and you're being focused on the intentions that you were bringing to life in that moment, right? So it's going to be a really spiritual experience for you. So that's something you can do. The third thing you can do, which is something I've done only a handful of times now, is you can take the water, add some essential oil to it, put it in a spray bottle, and you can use it as either like a facial toner in the morning, or you can use it as one of those like spritz, Mario Badescu rose spray. You can create a spray like that for yourself with the moon water that you created with any essential oils or anything you want to add to it. I think it's a super cool thing to do, and I know I love beauty and skincare stuff, so just thought I would throw that in there as well. You could, use all the things that you do during your full moon ritual and bring it into your life and put it into other self-care routines that you have for yourself. Because remember, the full moon is all about nourishment. So anything self-care related is going to be super important during this time. And with that, before we close the video, the 3 things that I don't want you to do during this time, I'm just going to run them through. It doesn't mean that if you do one of these things because, life is lifing and you need to do one of these things, that it is going to be bad for you. It's just something that we tend to say during this time. So the 3 things are: 1, don't make any rash, impulsive decisions during this time. 2, don't overreact to situations. And 3, don't start anything new. So the reason for all these 3 things is basically the energy around the full moon time is full of creativity and passion and, being magnetic, and just everything is super amplified and intensified. So you're going to feel like if something happens to you, you're most likely going to want to react immediately, right? So when emotions are very heightened, you're going to want to focus on grounding and not reacting, and really give yourself that pause so that you don't do that. In line with that pause is that idea of patience. So when you're being patient, you're not gonna make a decision on something. If something is coming to you where you feel like, oh, I wanna be spontaneous and I wanna do this and I wanna go here and I wanna buy this because of this, and if that's coming up during the full moon time period, I would ask you to be patient and to pause. I'm sure that those things that you want to do and those things that you're trying to decide on will still be there in 2 weeks when the new moon time comes around. So I would urge you to pause and think about it. Now, if you have a new project at work that you need to take on, or something that is just calling your name and it has been for a while, and it's something that like you've planted the seeds in regards to maybe back in a different new moon cycle, by all means, go for it. But in terms of having like a new idea and something that you want to go full force with, I would pause and wait until the new moon time period. You're probably going to have a lot of creative ideas during this time. Go ahead and write them down, but don't necessarily feel like you need to act on them. At this time, I would like you to just continue to reflect and think about the things that you did put into action, or the seeds that you've already planted since the last new moon cycle. And then along with that, pause, reflect, continue to do that. And I feel like if you really embody that grounded energy, you are just going to feel super amazing and really feel like you've done the work in the last couple of weeks since the new moon, and that now you can really step into a new phase. So I'm really excited for you guys. And the one thing that I will close with is, if you guys can, take a spiritual bath, take a spiritual shower, light a candle, play some more of that amazing music, put your crystals out, essential oils, Epsom salt, anything that's going to relax you and make you feel amazing and continue the feelings of your senses and sensuality and, connecting with your divine feminine. Please do that. Make yourself realize that self-care and putting energy towards doing these things is super important. And I promise you, you will feel super empowered and you'll be able to get after your goals and step into that masculine energy a lot more free-flowingly and really embrace your truest, most authentic self. And with that, manifestations will be coming your way. So with that, I love you guys so much, and I hope that enjoyable video was great for you. I hope you learned something new, or I hope you just saw some things that maybe you liked, and I will be here every Wednesday and Saturday making new videos for you guys. If you got anything of value from this video, go ahead and like and comment below what that was. What are your plans for the full moon, if the full moon is around this time for you guys? I know for us right now at this day, the full moon is going to be in Libra, and that's super exciting. So go ahead and comment below if it's a full moon for you guys right now and what sign it is in. And with that, go ahead and subscribe and press that notification bell if you want to know when I make new videos. I'm super excited for you guys to join the community and be a part of the Manny K Way channel. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day or night wherever you guys are. Mwah.